Gary, it is very similar to the Euros, where England won the first game, drew with Scotland, and then won the group, and everybody after the Scotland game was saying, well, that wasn't very good and disappointed. They're still in control of the group, even if it wasn't a great performance tonight.
Yeah, I mean, tournaments are very rarely a bed of roses all the way through. I think Gareth has got unbelievable tournament experience, and I think he'll recognise that they'll get through this group, but it was poor. We're all disappointed. We wanted a lot more from England. The clean sheet is a positive. I think Harry Maguire heading those ones out in the second half and the way in which they defended. But I just sometimes our midfield didn't click tonight. We looked tired at times. I didn't feel as though we're connecting in combinations in midfield. Thought their midfield were far better. I was disappointed not to see Foden. I know I mentioned him at half time, but for me, that talent is huge. I've not seen anything like that. I mean, I know we've got Bellingham, we've got Grealish, we've got others, but for me, Gareth prefers Mount, he prefers Saka, he prefers Sterling at the moment, but for me, if it's Foden not to be in amongst that in a starting 11 is and to knock him off the bench was interesting.
Well, that's the interesting thing, isn't it, Roy? It's not just that he's not in the first 11. In the last two games, Grealish and Rashford have both come on both times, and Foden hasn't come on at all.
Yeah, we were surprised watching it. Obviously, Gareth will have his reasons. Of course, he's the manager, he knows the players better than anybody. But we were all stood watching the game saying, Foden, you'd fully expect Foden to come on with the options. And the subs that did come on didn't really have an impact. I know they done well the other day. But England did look leggy, they looked one-paced, they looked short of ideas, even set pieces. You never felt they had a goal in their locker from that. So a really, actually, terrible performance.
Foden came on against Iran when the game was won, but tonight was crying out for him, wasn't it?
It was simply because we know that Manchester City has to deal with a lot of that low block kind of playing. So he's somebody that's adept at finding space and then 1-2 passes and getting into those areas at Man City where they cut it back. But I think we have to give United States a lot of credit for the way they defended. I thought their midfield were very good. I think the only thing that they lack is a real threat up front. They've got a lot of pace. But from our point of view, obviously the 6-2s kind of like made us all think, wow, this is. But it didn't happen. It's the same with the Euros. We started well, then we didn't play so well against Scotland. I think when you look at Harry Kane's interview, he doesn't seem too fussed about it. He's happy about the point. I am too. But the fact is that they know what to do from here. They know what to do from here. It's not like everybody's expecting us to beat everybody 6-2 in every game. But I think America have to take a lot of credit for the way they played.
I'm torn a little bit, Mark, because I've got huge respect for Gareth and what he's achieved. He's achieved more than any other manager since Sir Alf Ramsey. But we've got a couple of talents there sat on the bench in Trent Alexander-Arnold and Foden, who, to be fair, in terms of sort of opening up a game, Trent Alexander-Arnold's got some of the best delivery you'll ever see from a full-back. And just down that right-hand side in that second half, I thought when Rashford came on, he had Henderson there and he had Trippier, so he was blocked a little bit from getting the delivery and the sort of combinations that you'd want. I think those two, to be fair, not coming off the bench was a little bit disappointing in the sense that if you're going to try and win the game, they're just the world-class talent.
I think it's fairly clear why Alexander-Arnold didn't come on from Gareth's point of view.
Yeah, I think he's worried about him giving a goal away. He's worried about him defensively, but I think that if we're not confident against USA of playing him when we need a goal, we could have obviously had a very comfortable third game where we were actually, to be fair, just could have played the whole of the bench. We've not got that now, which is fine, no problem, no panic here. But I think other nations, Spain, Brazil, France, probably would have Trent Alexander-Arnold and Foden in the starting 11, and I understand it a little bit, having watched Trent Alexander-Arnold defend, but when you see a game like that where we lack creativity, where we can't really create any chances, you think those two players really, should they be in there?